Hello everyone, welcome to another review video. Today I am reviewing the Alpha Wolf Academy series by J.J.King. I'm reviewing the whole series at once, just because they are smaller books, and for me I found them to be a fairly easy, quick read. I borrowed these from my local library here in Stephenville, Newfoundland. They have all 5 there. You can probably order them from any library in Newfoundland like you can with any book. The author is actually from Newfoundland, which is kind of nice, and she actually mentions it, like the main character is also from Newfoundland, so they are Canadian based in this book. I wasn't, normally I read the synopsis. Maybe I'll just do for the first one, as I'm not going to do for them all. I'll tell you right now, as I'm reviewing, because I'm doing the whole series, there's going to be some minor spoilers for the whole thing. I'll show you each book individually. So there's the first one, and the second one, the third one, number 4, and number 5. We got New Moon, Wolf Moon, Blood Moon, Bad Moon, Full Moon. She has some other series out as well, so you can check out a whole bunch of her books, not just the one series, which is nice. And the first one, Elena Jensen, I hope I said that right, how she wanted it to be said. Elena Jensen doesn't belong at Alpha Wolf Academy, the most prestigious shifter university in North America. But that's her reality, and she's determined to make the best of it. When she meets a guy with emerald eyes and dark wavy hair that makes her start rethinking her disbelief in soulmates, Elena's opinion of AWA changes. Although she'd feel better about her place in the social order if her crush's twin sister wasn't trying to destroy her reputation and get her expelled. Elena's already shaky foundation is pulled out from under her when the academy is besieged by soldiers and she chooses to put herself in danger to save lives. When it's life or death, the enemy of your enemy is your friend, or at least Elena hopes so, because more than just her life depends on it. So, I originally picked up this series because I thought it was fun. It is a romance. There is smut. Definitely 16 and older for sure. But it's enjoyable, and the romance isn't the main factor at all. I thought they would just be a fun, light read, and they are a fun, light read, but I was very happily surprised with this series. For the depth of it. So the main characters are Elena, her full name is Eleonora, the mysterious man with emerald eyes who is her soulmate, Sebastian, who goes by Bash, and I've mentioned him in my other video that I just did recently as one of my crushes. He is an amazing guy. Bash's twin sister, oh my goodness, now I can't remember her name right off the bat, that's so funny. Daniela is his twin sister. Elena's best friend Rory, I can't remember, Rory's short for something now, but I cannot remember what for the life of me. Some of her teachers, some of her role models that you meet in the book as well. But yeah, Bash and Rory and Daniela and Elena are the main characters. They are werewolves. There definitely is that part of the book where they're shifting and whatnot. And unlike some other books where it's like our world, but like magical, where they talk about like the real world and the magical bit mixed together, this is literally all just about the werewolf universe. They don't talk about the real world at all in any way besides mentioning some cities and countries. It's all just in the werewolf universe and their little world, separated from us normal people, which is nice. It's a different look on it, right? They didn't mix it at all. She kept it straight to the werewolf stuff. Loved the characters. The growth in them is very relatable. I found it, yeah, like Elena. There's a lot of trauma and PTSD. Elena goes through a lot in this series, like a lot. The first two books have to do with one problem that she goes through, and then the third one is sort of like an in between where it's building, and then the last two are two completely different conflict, although slightly related, and it is mentioned in the first books as well. So it goes through all of them, but there's sort of two main conflicts, like one peak and then a little downtime and then another one. Uh, Not just those problems that she has to deal with, but the way her relationship grows with her friends and with Bash, with her mate. I like how real she made it. The struggles, it's very relatable. You can totally understand what she's going through. Some of us have been through similar situations, especially in relationships, which is nice. I like it when there's stuff that you can read and you really, really relate to it. You see the growth of their relationship, the struggles. They're real people. As I mentioned before in my other video, the last video I did, I'll put a link in the description box below. Bash, I really feel like he's relatable. Like he's a sweetheart. He's so nice, and like with wolves and like when there's fated mates and stuff, they're very possessive and protective, and he is very protective, but he trusts Elena 100%. Their struggles with communication, like when there's trust broken and there's issues, like he's not the perfect boyfriend. Like you see his reaction, and he would react how a normal guy would react, being upset and hurt and angry, and what he does for these situations. And same with her, where she gets hurt too. J.J.King does a really good job describing how each one of them would feel in those situations, and like the epiphanies she has and how they work through it. I love that part of it. And like her relationship with his twin, the synopsis I just read, how she doesn't have a good relationship with her at first, but being that it's her mate's twin sister, the relationship grows and changes, and you see that in the books as well, which is really nice. Some parts were pretty easy to predict, but that's not a bad thing. I've mentioned plenty of times, if you've watched my videos, you know I try not to do a lot of predicting when I read books. I like to be happily surprised. Some things were quite obvious when I was reading them. I didn't really notice too many major plot holes. There's a couple minor characters that like they get mentioned a lot at the beginning, and then they just fall off the face of the earth. You don't hear how they were involved in anything. Like you think they're going to be involved in, and then they're not. So there's that. There's definitely some twists thrown in that I was different than other werewolf books that I've read, which I really like. Some different aspects to the werewolf scene that's a little non-traditional. It's the fated mates trope for sure. Enemies to friends, not for lovers, because I'm talking specifically about Elena and her new sister-in-law Daniela, who's definitely enemies to friends. I'm trying to think of what you can compare it to other werewolf books, really. There's another author that's like this, Ward, I think. No, that's not right. That's a different one. Any other werewolf book, it's comparable to. Definitely, well, I kind of want to compare it a little bit to Twilight, because it's that same idea where it's the magical shapeshifters and stuff in the real world. But Elena is much more independent and deals with her struggles way differently than Bella. I like Elena better than Bella. That's a given. Although, don't get me wrong, I loved Twilight. I know there's haters out there, but I loved it. They're enjoyable books. I would give it 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5 star rating. I absolutely loved it. It moved me. There was emotions felt. I felt the anger and the stress, and well, not personally fear, but I understood the fear of the characters when they're going through certain things. There was happy moments where I actually happy cried. I happy cried at the end. I absolutely loved the ending. I thought it was a good wrap up. The way she does things, some writers where they blend the chapters together and one picks up exactly where the other one left off. She doesn't do this. There's gaps, but she does explain. So sometimes when you finish a chapter and you go to the next one and it's not where she left off with the last one, and you're like, wait, what just happened? But she does like a little recap of the gap, like what happened within the gap. It's first person all from Elena's point of view, which is typical. There's a lot of books like that. There's either first person or third person or narrated. There's really not too many options that way. I would definitely recommend, like I said, 16 and plus. Definitely recommend. I will be reading her other work, definitely some of her other series. I am undecided if I want to own them or not. I might just borrow them from the library. If I get a craving to reread them, then maybe I'll purchase them then. That's why I didn't give it 5 out of 5 stars. But yeah, that's the only reason I didn't give it 5 out of 5 stars. Because I don't think I want to reread them. But I did absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. Highly recommend. If you guys are into werewolves and that kind of thing is supernatural, definitely read. The smut scenes I should mention they're not overly explicit. There is some detail, but most of them are fairly short. It's not as explicit as Sarah J. Maas at all, but they're good. They're steamy. I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Oh, I forgot to mention my hair. Do you guys like the pink? Mention, comment if you want, if you like the pink. I just had it done yesterday. Something new, something different. I like changing my color. It's fun. But anyway, have a great day. And like and subscribe. I'll put the links to the last video that I posted where I talked about Bash. And if you want to watch that as well. And I will see you all later.